Hi, and welcome to Modern English Proficiency Level, lesson number 30. Today we're going to be talking about the subject of lovesick, love sickness. What does this mean? Well, lovesick can mean several different things. First of all, it can mean maybe you broke up with your sweetheart, okay? You're feeling lovesick, your heart hurts. Maybe you love somebody, but they don't love you. That's another type of love sickness. But before we start talking about this subject, let's take a look at the warm-up. So, repeat after me. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm so sick of loving you. Okay, one more time. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm so sick of loving you. Alright, so this is a really popular way to construct a rhyme. This is a popular way to construct a poem. This is really used a lot. You can say roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. Blah, 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 perfume smells nice, and so do you. Anything like that. But in this case, I'm so sick of loving you, okay? I'm sick of loving you. Well, first of all, a rose. What is a rose? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet, right? A rose is a type of flower, probably the most popular flower, the flower of love? Okay, the red kind of flower, the expensive kind of flower, okay? If you don't know what a rose is, look it up. It's a red flower. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. I can't show you a picture of it. Just remember, it's a red colored flower. Also, violet. What is a violet? This is another kind of flower, but this is a blue kind of flower or a purple kind of flower. Blue or purple, that's a violet. Now, if you say you're sick of something, another way to say you're tired of it. I'm so sick of loving you. I'm tired of loving you. So let's read that one more time. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm so sick of loving you. Okay. Okay, welcome back. Now it's time to have a short little quiz here about some of the words that we learned during the warm-up section. First of all, tell me what a rose is. Next question, what is a violet? Last question, if I say I'm sick of something, what does that mean? Okay, let's go on and move to the interesting idioms portion of today's lesson. So, like I said before, today we're going to be talking about lovesick. So let's learn some ways to describe being lovesick, okay? We'll have a lot of different situations here, a lot of different things to talk about the subject of love sickness, okay? So let's go ahead and read the first sentence. Time heals all. Okay, one more time. Time heals all. Okay, so what does this mean? Time, what? Time going by, right? As time passes, as you get older, okay? And heal, if you heal something, that means to make it better, right? If you get cut and the cut heals, that means it mends itself, it fixes itself. So, we also say time heals all. That means no matter what, even if you're brokenhearted right now, if you're lovesick right now, if you're feeling so bad, if something terrible happened to you, no matter what, probably in time you will forget about that. It'll probably take months, maybe it'll take years, but after a while, you won't think about that anymore. No matter what's happening, time heals all, right? After a while, you'll forget about the bad things. You'll maybe remember what happened, but maybe you won't feel as much pain as you used to feel about whatever happened to you. So let's do that one more time. Time heals all. Okay, excellent. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the way they have this written, I don't know if this is intentional or not. Maybe it's a joke, but we'll read it this way, and then we'll read it the way it's supposed to be, okay? So, all is fear in love and war. Okay, one more time. All is fear in love and war. Now, the problem here, this is not the saying. This is a famous saying, but it's been changed a little bit here. What we want to say is all is fair in love and war. F-A-I-R. If something is fair, what are we talking about? If something's fair, it means it's okay, right? You can do anything. We say in war, there's nothing that's not fair. Nothing you can't do. You can use any way you want to fight because it's a war. So all is fair in love and war. So we're comparing love to war. Like if somebody hurts you in love, you can just say, well, everything is fair. There's no rules, right? That's what we're talking about here, are rules. What are rules? Well, if you play a game, you have rules, right? If you play a card game, you have different rules you have to follow. In life, you have rules you have to follow too, right? You have laws, right? But we're talking about love and war. In love and war, there are no laws. There's nothing you can't do. So if I say it's fair, that means it's okay. I can do something. It's fair. All right? So And a war. What's a war? Of course, a war. Two countries fighting each other, right? That's a war. So, let's read this one more time. All is fair in love and war. Okay, great. Let's go on to the next one. Don't get so broken-hearted. Okay, we're going to have to change this too, all right? We either want to say don't get too broken-hearted, or we want to say don't get so broken-hearted. We can't have T-O. We need either T-O-O or we need S-O, okay? So or to. But anyway, so if we read it the way it's supposed to be with T-O-O, it would mean too much, right? Too much would be don't get broken-hearted too much. We can't say T-O, broken-hearted. But let's change it to so also. So means very or a lot, right? So broken-hearted, this is the important thing in this sentence anyway. This is what we want to learn. Broken-hearted means what? Well, take it apart into two words, right? Broken. What's broken mean? You break something, right? You destroy something. Hearted, well, in China, same as in America, right? We say love comes from your heart, right? This is where love comes from. Your love feeling comes from your heart. So if you're broken-hearted, if somebody dumps you, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend says, I don't want to see you anymore, you'll probably feel broken-hearted. You'll feel like your heart is broken. So that's how we describe broken-hearted. All right, so let's read that one more time. Don't get too broken-hearted, or don't get so broken-hearted. All right? Or just don't get broken-hearted. Don't be broken-hearted. All right, let's move on to the next one anyway. Women's heart is like needles on the bottom of the sea. I have no idea what this means. It sounds like an idiom that's been translated directly into English. If we want to make this correct grammar, we'd say a woman's heart is like needles on the bottom of the sea, or women's hearts are like needles on the bottom of the sea. Now, I really have no idea what this means. Needles on the bottom of the sea, I don't know what we're trying to talk about here. But what we can talk about is the word needle. What is a needle? Well, think about when you get a shot. When you get an injection, we use a needle. Or a needle can be used for sewing. If you have a cut in your shirt, maybe you can sew it back together. You sew with a needle. So two meanings for needle. You can have a needle to inject something for some kind of medicine, or a needle to sew with, right? So let's read this sentence one more time. Women's heart is like needles on the bottom of the sea. Let's move on to the next one anyway. I'm head over heels in love with you. Okay, this one's actually good. One more time. I'm head over heels in love with you. All right, what does it mean to be head over heels? Well, think about it this way. You're walking down the stairs, and then you fall down the stairs, and you're head over heels, means you fall around like that, okay? That's head over heels. So let's do that one more time. I'm head over heels in love with you. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. You're my perfect match. Okay, one more time. You're my perfect match. All right, so let's talk about what the word match means, okay? Well, it can have two meanings, right? If you want to light a fire, you can strike a match, burn a match, right? But also, match can be two things that are similar, or two things that complement each other. That's what we're talking about here. Now, in love, if you're talking about love, okay, imagine you found a person that is exactly like you, but the opposite sex. Somebody that has the exact same interests that you have. Somebody that thinks the exact same way you do. Sometimes we say that's not good, right? We don't think that's a very good match. We don't think you go together very well. You probably fight all the time. If somebody, let me tell you the truth, if I found somebody that was exactly like me, I'd probably hate them. I don't think I'd want to date them. I certainly wouldn't want to marry them. They'd drive me crazy. You could also talk about clothing as matching. Does my shirt match my pants? Does it go together? Maybe my shirt's not the same color as my pants, but maybe the two colors go together. You could say they match, right? Okay, so let's read that one more time. You're my perfect match. Okay, excellent. And what's perfect mean again? Ideal, right? Nothing wrong. Perfect. All right, let's go on to the next one. There's many fish in the sea. Okay, one more time. There's many fish in the sea. All right, so what we want to say is there are lots of fish in the sea, right? This is something we say if somebody breaks up. If you break up with your boyfriend, we could say, don't worry, there's a lot of fish in the sea. There's many fish in the sea. What we're talking about here is people being fish, okay? That means if you lose one person, there's many, many more people in this world. You can always catch another fish. You can always catch another person. So that's what we're talking about here, fish in the sea. What's a fish? You know what a fish is. I hope you know what a fish is. But if I say there's many fish in the sea, I mean there's many more people you can find to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your husband or wife. There's a lot of people in this world, many fish in the sea. Okay guys, it's time for the quiz on the interesting idioms. First of all, tell me what it means to heal. What does it mean to heal something? Next question, what is is a war? Next question. What does the word broken-hearted mean? Next question. What are needles? Next question. What does it mean to match? If two things match, what does this mean?
Hi, John. How's the love life? I've got another date for tomorrow night.
Good for you. I haven't been so lucky lately. My girlfriend recently broke my heart. We're not seeing each other anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, George.
That's okay. We weren't made for each other, I guess.
Did you hear about Dan and Sylvia? Their relationship is over. They're getting divorced.
What a shame.
Yeah, no one would have expected it. Seems a lot of us are in the same boat. I'm not seeing Gloria anymore. We split up last week.
You too? Is there an epidemic going around?
I don't believe in that sort of stuff. If it wasn't meant to be, better to simply call it quits. Cleaner that way.
Yeah, I think the same way. Don't get us wrong, John. We don't mean to jinx you in any way with all this talk.
Don't worry. Somehow, I get the feeling that things are starting to work out between Kelly and I.
Okay, crew, back to work. Let's take a look at the 10 sentences. Today we're going to be talking about lovesick, okay? Lovesick is the topic for today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first sentence. Read along with me, please. I'm so hurt, my boyfriend just broke up with me yesterday. Okay, one more time. I'm so hurt, my boyfriend just broke up with me yesterday. Okay, so, well, I guess you wouldn't be smiling and laughing when you say this. You probably have to say, I'm so hurt, my boyfriend just broke up with me yesterday. All right, so what are we talking about here? Of course, hurt. Hurt means what? You feel pain, right? Maybe you feel like your heart is broken. Now, if your boyfriend broke up with you, that means he dumped you, right? He got rid of you. He said, get out of here. I never want to see you again. That's how you break up with somebody. So, in this sentence, the girl who's saying this, or maybe the boy, who knows, is somebody who just got dumped, right? They got dumped. That means somebody broke up with them. So let's go ahead and read the sentence one more time. I'm so hurt, my boyfriend just broke up with me yesterday. Okay, excellent. Let's go on to the next one. Number 2. My girlfriend and I decided not to see each other anymore. But the good thing is we broke up on good terms. So now we are still friends. Boy, this is a long sentence, but a couple important things. First of all, let's read it one more time. My girlfriend and I decided not to see each other anymore. But the good thing is we broke up on good terms. So now we are still friends. Okay, so first of all, if you decide not to see each other anymore, what you're talking about is you decided not to be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. You're not going to see anyone anymore. You can use this to describe a relationship too, like I'm not seeing that girl anymore. It means I'm not dating her anymore, seeing somebody. Now, it said that we broke up on good terms. What does this mean, good terms? That just means we're still friendly, right? We're not fighting. If you do something on good terms, that means it ends well, good terms, okay? Now, we're still friends. So if you break up on good terms, it means you're still friends. You didn't fight and yell and throw things at each other. It meant that you just sat down and had a talk and decided to break up, okay? So if you say it this way, it sounds like what we're talking about here is a mutual breakup. This means mutual. What's mutual mean? Both parties decide to do something. Both people decide to do something. It's mutual, okay? So let's read that sentence one more time. My girlfriend and I decided not to see each other anymore. But the good thing is we broke up on good terms. So now we're still friends. Okay, excellent. So if you break up with somebody, is it easy to still be friends with them? Have you ever broken up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend and now you're still friends? Is that easy to do? It's not easy to do, I don't think. Most people, when they break up, after they've been boyfriend and girlfriend, they probably don't want to see each other again, or it's uncomfortable to see each other again in a situation like a social situation. If you're out in public and you see that person that you used to date, what do you feel? Pretty strange, right? Usually when you break up, you totally break up. You don't remain friends anymore. But if you can do it this way, if you can talk about it, if you can decide we're not going to be boyfriend and girlfriend anymore, and end it on good terms, remember, if you end it and you both, are not yelling, not screaming at each other, yeah, that would be great. It would be great if you could still be friends, still say that we're friends after we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Tom just got dumped by his girlfriend. Okay, one more time. Tom just got dumped by his girlfriend. All right, so first of all, what are we talking about? Dumped. I've talked about this many times in the past. If you get dumped, it means somebody breaks up with you. Somebody tells you, I don't want to see you anymore. You've just been dumped. All right? Now, dump means actually just to spill something out of a bag. Dump all the books out of your bag. Dump the trash out of the trash can. Okay? We also have what's called a dump truck. This is a great big truck, and you can bring sand in the back of it, or you can haul a big load of something. And the reason we call it a dump truck is because the back part of the truck can like that, and the back can open up and all the stuff can dump out. So this is what we're talking about. When you dump someone, it's just like you throw them away like that. You dump them. All right? So let's read that one more time. Tom just got dumped by his girlfriend. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next one, number 4. We just decided to go separate ways. Okay, one more time. We just decided to go separate ways. Now, I've never really heard this constructed like this before, the sentence like this. I've usually heard people say, we decided to go our separate ways. I'd add another word in there, our separate ways, not just separate ways. So if you want to have the idiom, if you want to have the American expression, the United States expression, you should say, we decided to go our separate ways, all right? So we're talking about number 4 here, okay? We decided to go our separate ways. So let's, separate ways, what does this mean? Separate means apart, right? Separate. You can also say separate. What does separate mean? Separate means to take something apart. So if you go separate ways, it means I go this way, you go that way. We go our separate ways. We don't go with each other anymore. We don't follow each other anymore. That's separate ways, okay? So let's go ahead and read that one more time. We just decided to go our separate ways. Okay, excellent. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. Number 5. It's over between me and Jack. He's been cheating on me the whole time. Okay, one more time. It's over between me and Jack. He's cheating on me the whole time. He's been cheating on me the whole time, sorry. So you'd probably say Jack and I, wouldn't you, if you want to have correct grammar here? It's over between Jack and I. But this is spoken English, so it doesn't matter. You can say Jack and me if you'd like to. But it's over. What does that mean? The relationship's over. If I'm dating you and I say, look, it's over, that just means I don't want to go out with you anymore. I don't want to see you anymore. It's over. The relationship is over. Now, he's been cheating. How do you cheat on someone? If we're talking about romance, if we're talking about love, cheating means you're seeing somebody else on the side, somebody else that the other person doesn't know about. That's cheating on somebody, all right? So let's go ahead and read that one more time. Number 5. It's over between me and Jack. He's been cheating on me the whole time. All right, very good. Let's look at the next one. Number 6. I'm heartbroken. What am I going to do without him? Okay, one more time. I'm heartbroken. What am I going to do without him? Okay, what's it mean to be heartbroken? If you're heartbroken, we talked about this, didn't we? It means your heart hurts, right? You're feeling so sad. You're depressed because somebody broke up with you, because you lost your love. You're heartbroken, right? And what am I going to do without him? What am I going to do now? I've lost the person I love. What can I do without that person? Without, right? I don't have anymore. So let's do it one more time. I'm heartbroken. What am I going to do without him? Okay, great. Let's go to number 7. I guess we were not meant for each other. Okay, one more time. I guess we were not meant for each other. All right, so a lot of people have this idea in their head that there's one person in this world that's meant for you, your soulmate. Do you know what that is? A soulmate. Somebody that complements you perfectly. Somebody that's your perfect match in this world. Some people think that you should find that one person that is perfect for you. That would be a soulmate. So, what we're talking about here is somebody that's got this idea probably thinks, well, we're not meant for each other. We're not made for each other. That just means it's not meant to be. Right? It's not in the future. This won't happen. So let's read that one more time. I guess we're not meant for each other. Okay, great. Let's go to the next one. Number 8. They're filing for a divorce. Okay, one more time. They're filing for a divorce. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, first of all, a divorce. What's a divorce? You end a marriage, right? You don't want to be married to someone anymore. You can divorce them. You can stop being husband and wife. Now, filing. If you file for something, that means you're writing out some paperwork. You're doing something legally. You have to file for a marriage, too. You have to fill out all the paperwork and everything like that. You have to file your taxes in the United States. That means you have to fill out all this paperwork and send it to the government. That means to file something. Just sign some paper. Do something legally. File for something. All right? Let's do that one more time. They're filing for a divorce. Okay, good. On to the next one. Number 9. I don't think it's working out with you right now. Let's separate for a while. Okay, one more time. I don't think it's working out with you right now. Let's separate for a while. Okay, so what we're talking about here is if it's not working out, it just means the relationship's not working out, of course. If you separate from somebody, that just means you go your separate ways, right? Separate. Be apart. Live apart for a while. So sometimes a married couple, if they don't want a divorce, but they're just sick of each other, they separate for a while. They live by themselves for a while. You go to one house, I'll go to another house. Maybe after a while, we'll decide we like each other again and want to get back together. But that's how you separate from each other, okay? So let's read it one more time. I don't think it's working out with you right now. Let's separate for a while. Okay, excellent. Number 10. I don't think I'll ever love another man again. Okay, one more time. I don't think I'll ever love another man again. Okay, so what this means is, well, I don't think I'll ever do something. I don't think I'll ever eat at a hot pot restaurant again. I don't think I'll ever be able to teach in this classroom again. Just means in the future, it'll never happen. I can never do something. And I don't think I'll ever love another man again. So you'd say this maybe if you broke up with somebody. Maybe you thought you had your one true love and the guy broke up with you. Maybe you just feel, I don't like love anymore. I don't believe in men anymore. I don't think I'll ever love another man again. All right, quiz time. First of all, tell me what it means to break up on good terms. If you end something on good terms, what do you mean? Next question. If I say I just got dumped by my girlfriend, what do I mean? Next question. If I say my girlfriend and I decided to go our separate ways, what does the word separate mean? Next question. If I'm dating you and I tell you it's over, what do I mean? Next question. If I'm talking about love, if I'm talking about a relationship and I say somebody is cheating on me, what does that mean? Next question. What does it mean to be heartbroken? Next question. If I say I'm filing something, what does that mean? Last question. What does it mean to get a divorce? What is a divorce? Okay guys, now it's time for the joke. So today's joke is entitled Prisoner of War. So, let's go ahead and read that. About a month ago, a man felt that he needed to confess, so he went to his priest. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. During World War II, I had a refugee in my attic. Well, answered the priest, that's not a sin. But I made him agree to pay me 20 guilders for every week he stayed. I admit that wasn't good, but you did it for a good reason, said the priest. Oh, thank you, Father. That makes me feel comfortable. I have one more question. What is it, my son? Said the priest. Do I have to tell him the war is over? Okay, so first of all, what we're talking about here is World War II happened a long time ago, right? World War II. The guy said he had the guy had a refugee in his attic. A refugee is somebody that's running from something bad. Somebody that's hiding from something bad is a refugee. okay? And he paid him 20 guilders. Guilders is just a type of money. And finally, he's confessing, right? If you're a Catholic, if you're a Christian, and your religion is Catholicism, you have to confess your sins. You have to tell the priest what you did wrong. You confess, okay? So anyway, and the problem is he wouldn't tell the guy in his attic, even though it's, the year 2003, he's still hiding in the attic. He won't tell him the war's over, so he keeps getting money from him. So anyway, that's the joke for today. Okay guys, so today we're talking about brokenhearted, right? We're talking about people breaking up. So, I want you guys, let's think about this for a moment, why don't we? There's a lot of different ways to break up with somebody, isn't there? How many different ways are there to break up with people? Well, many. First of all, you can do it in person. You can do it face to face. You can talk to somebody in person and say, listen, I don't think this is working out. We shouldn't be together anymore. You can do it over the phone, but that's really a cold way to do it, isn't it? If you break up with somebody over the phone, it's a nasty way to break up, isn't it? How many of you have broken up with somebody on the phone before? Ooh, so bad. Okay? Another way you could do this, maybe you could break up over email. The most impersonal way to break up with somebody that I can think of is over email, or maybe write a letter to them, or maybe fax them to break up with them. Ooh, so terrible. So usually when you're breaking up with somebody, you should do it in a personal manner. You should do it face to face. But there's a lot of different things you have to think about when you break up with somebody too. If you're the one that's breaking up, you have to think about, is this person going to cause a scene? What is a scene? That's when somebody goes crazy, starts throwing things, starts yelling and screaming at you. So maybe it's a good idea to pick a good place to break up with somebody. Would you want to break up with somebody in your apartment where they can grab all your valuable things and throw them at your head and try to kill you? No, that's probably not a good idea. Would you break up with somebody in a knife store? No, because they could easily grab a knife and stab you to death. No, a lot of people think it's probably a good idea to break up with somebody in a public place, because this will maybe make somebody not cause a scene. Maybe you go to a fancy restaurant, buy somebody a nice meal, and then break up with them. What's the worst that could happen? They could start yelling and screaming at you in a public place, but probably most people will be more likely to just very quietly say, okay, maybe yell at you later. But you have to think about that, don't you? You have to think about what's a good way to break up with somebody. It's a hard thing to do, right? Breaking up is really hard to do. And that's why there's a lot of songs about heartbreak. A lot of people talk about heartbreak in songs. In fact, probably 90% of the songs you hear on the radio are about love, or about love that has gone bad, or about love that's unattainable. Like if you love somebody and they don't love you. A lot of songs are about that. It's a very popular subject. Think about how many songs that you've heard or that you own that have love in the title, or that have love in the chorus, or that they're talking about love. Such an important topic, isn't it? Breaking up, love, goes hand in hand, doesn't it? So, anyway, a couple things I've talked about. Impersonal and personal ways to break up. A personal way would be face-to-face, right? You find somebody, you talk to them, you tell them what's going on. An impersonal way would be over the telephone, or maybe over email. Impersonal, right? So, anyway, breaking up. It's hard to do. This one is da bomb. Okay? I feel so dumb saying this, but one more time. Da bomb. Alright, this is a piece of slang that I would never use. It's really stupid as far as I'm concerned. But da bomb just means something is good, or somebody's good looking. You could say she's da bomb, just means she's good looking, okay? So, like excellent or awesome. In my book here it says super cool. I've never heard anybody say super cool before. Oh, so terrible. But anyway, this one is da bomb. Okay, on to the next one. This one is have words, okay? One more time. Have words. Well, this means literally to argue with somebody, to make words, but bad words, okay? So if I say, if you don't change your attitude, later today we are going to have words. That means I'm going to fight with you. I'm going to chew you out. I'm going to say something bad to you. That's have words. Just argue with somebody is have words, okay? Next one. This one is oops, okay? One more time. Oops or whoops. All right, the second one is whoops. All right, so this is what you'd say if you made a stupid mistake, if you did something wrong. If you drop a glass of water, you'd say oops. Okay, just means you made a mistake, something stupid. You'd say oops or whoops. All right, next one. This one is geez. Okay, one more time. Geez. All right, when would you say this? You'd say geez if you don't want to say Jesus, okay? This is like a curse word, a mild curse word. If something goes wrong, or if you don't believe something, you say, oh, Jesus. All right, but a better way to say this is just geez. It just means, oh God, or oh dear God, okay? Same thing, geez. All right, next one. This one is, want to grab a bite? Okay, one more time. Want to grab a bite? All right, so what does this mean? A bite is just eat a little bit, okay? Have a bite to eat. So if I ask you, do you want to grab a bite? That means you just want to go get something to eat with me. Something small, grab a bite. Go eat a meal with me, okay? So one more time. Want to grab a bite? Okay, and of course, wanna is want to, okay? So this is spoken English, wanna do something. Hi there, guys. It's time to have a look at the role play now. And, well, what we're going to do is we're going to get into groups of 2, find a partner for your group, and we're going to talk about, we have a little scenario now, okay? One of you is brokenhearted. Decide who got dumped, all right? Maybe one of you got dumped. So you're brokenhearted. Now your friend is going to try to cheer you up. What does this mean? What's it mean to cheer up? If you cheer somebody up, it means you make them feel better. You make them feel happier. So try and think of some things to say, like there's many more fish in the sea. Use some of the sentences we had today, right? Look at your book, use some of these sentences. Try to cheer this person up after they've been dumped. Okay, so one of you has been dumped, one of you is a friend trying to cheer them up. When you finish that, switch roles. Everybody gets a chance to play each role. So get together with a partner, do the role play, go. Okay, guys, now I need you to get together in groups. We're going to do a performance today, okay? We're going to give a presentation today. That means you're going to have to stand up and talk to the entire class. So let's get together in groups of 3 or 4, and what I need you to do is make a list. We want you to list what qualities you think are perfect in a mate, for a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, or a wife. What qualities? What would you look for? What do you want? Not just handsome, beautiful. You need some other things too, some other qualities that would be good for a mate. So go together in your groups, make a list, and then after a few minutes, we're going to give you maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to work on this list. We're going to give you guys a chance to make a presentation. Your group's going to stand up in front of the rest of the class and talk about what makes a perfect mate. Okay? So get together with your group. Go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Modern English Proficiency Level. I'm going to be your teacher for these series of lessons, 1 through 36, and well, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself before we get going. My name is Jake Massey, all right? I'm from the United States of America. I was born in the state of Minnesota. I went to school for an English degree. I have a degree in English literature and a degree in communications. So pretty good degrees for English teaching. This is not exactly what I wanted to do.